Hey beautiful people, welcome back to another episode. You're here with me, Sarit and Stevie K. And you know what, before we even start, I'm going to say, I'm not nervous because we do this as a living. It's absolutely just something we love doing. But if you're going to be starting a podcast or you're going to be starting anything that's content creating, anything to do with content creating, it is still so difficult to, I think, just get yourself going, get yourself in there. And we've been here, we've got an idea of what we want to speak about because it's something that we've been doing ourselves for a long time. And also, I think, especially today,
it'll help you guys.
Yeah, out of all days, like my son is unwell as well. So we're having to adjust things and, and that those kind of things happen. But it's like starting off a podcast. It's so damn humble. Once you're in it, we can't stop talking.
Yes.
We have so much to say.
Yes.
And that's how we're feeling today. It's like, he always wants me to do the introduction, which I'm happy to do because I'm like, hey guys, it's Sarit and Stevie K. And then I'm like, ugh.
And their ears all getting
like,
popped.
How does
See,
it go?
it's not so bad. If you guys know, we've been content creators now for over 5 years
and
now.
we love it.
But again, you can love things, you can enjoy them, and it doesn't mean that it's always easy and a piece of cake and stuff like that. And not only that, you always want to do better, but not only that, when you've got so many different, because we're not in, if we were just in the podcast, it's a different thing. We could just focus on the podcast, okay?
He's just literally told me off whilst we were sitting here because I've been focusing on something else as well at the same time, trying to edit here whilst he's setting.
And that's what ends up happening. So basically what we get scattered because podcasts that we do is about life, about love, about personal growth, about relationships, success and stuff like that, things that we've learned, life experiences, obviously being in the police force, working at schools,
still learning,
being a mom, as parents, as partners,
stay at home wife. There's so many different things.
So that's what the podcast side and everything does. But obviously we've got that side where we've learned so much about content creating in the past 5.5 years as well. So much that we've had to learn and that now we can do. So that ends up becoming another thing. But you guys also know that we do, which is like a hobby of mine because I love movies and I love sports. So I do the reactions and things like that, which I still enjoy doing.
We have lots of fun doing that.
So that side can be fun and you don't have to think so much about it.
I was saying that to you, like with what I do as well, like there's so much more thought that has to go into it and you have to be, you've got to be good in yourself. Whereas when you're watching something, you don't really have to think about what you're going to say because you're watching something and it is what it is. Whereas here we have things we want to talk about, but it's just getting into it, isn't it? It's difficult. It's like getting into it and we're like, ugh.
Because with those reaction reviews or whatever movie stuff or dress songs or whatever we do, this topic is in front of you. The only thing we have to do, not besides watching it, but we do our feedback, criticism, review, whatever it might be, in the sense of how we feel, and we be open and honest. Whereas here, when we want to, talk about life and all these things, it's more or less making sure that not only we be ourselves, because we like to be ourselves, we don't want to be preachy.
No.
We don't want to be acting like, oh, this professional, you guys need to be doing this. I can't do that.
And you know what? Saying that, when we started it off, I found it really difficult because I've got lots to share as well. And I haven't even begun sharing anything at the moment. But like when we started, because you are who you are and you do come across very professional. And because the work, obviously has been in the police force for 20 odd years. And it is the way you deal with things as well and how you express yourself. I feel like I'm sitting like next to some, I don't know, like...
Yeah, because many times
really like,
Sri will say, chill out. And I'm like going, I'm not
doing
it on
nervous.
purpose.
I'm like, I can't talk like you do. I just want to be myself, right? And I find that uncomfortable. So that even adapting to that has been a journey for us as well. Because we'd had arguments and all sorts. When we started...
Yeah, because it was like, you behave like, we need to both be in sync and in line with who we are. And we are very much want to be down to earth. And, chat to people like if we talk to friends, giving advice. But at the same time, I do go into that mode of, and it's automatic. Because,
and I see
like
you,
I
I'm
says,
like, dude,
and she's like,
who are you?
Chill, and I do start going, oh my God, you know what? If I'm here, as soon as you bring up a topic or a subject, how can I help these people? Because that's what I still say to Sri all the time. I feel like that's my thing. I just want to be helping people because I know how difficult it's been. And also I've seen so many people in all those years going through so much issues, difficulties, traumas, whatever it might be, life's things. That's why I actually joined the police force in the first place, but it had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, but I'm exactly the same as well. That's something that I really am passionate about doing as well. But I think I think what we've learned is we've got to accept who we are as individuals, and we are who we are, and there's nothing wrong with that. How I express and how I talk about things that I've learned on this journey as well. Like there's at the end of the day, we're two individual people, and there's going to be people who relate to us in different ways, you know what I mean, like kind of thing. And there's nothing wrong with how I do it and how you do it, and it's just been like a battle. Like, because when we first started, it was like having to understand that as well, like sitting next to someone who's very professional, but I see this husband of mine who's funny and he's just like down to earth, he'll express what he wants to, and then when he's sat with me here. But you found that kind of way. I
get into it quite a lot. But the thing is, at the same time also, if you guys know, because I was in the police force, and because not only because I was in there, and you have the people know that as officers you have your banter on the side to keep everything chill. But I'm like that anyway. So when I'm with friends or people like that, I laugh, joke, take the mick.
Yeah.
And then again, when like now, I help people and give advice to people. But I can't do it. It's weird. I feel like sometimes I'm two different people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sometimes it's like switch on.
Yeah.
And give what's required.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if the people who know me, they know that I like to have a laugh and a joke and take the mick as well.
Yeah.
And then what ends up happening is when you're trying to do something like meaningful and like to help people, you sometimes start thinking, oh my God, people look at it and start, judging you in the sense and going, excuse me, you know what, this guy, number one, is doing reaction videos, which is like fun, entertaining, and, does that kind of stuff. Then he's there sometimes with his wife taking the mick and having a laugh, and he's teasing, and he's just like, oh God, check that girl out, or whatever. Mm. How can then this guy become a responsible, respectable person who's giving people advice to help them change either their relationships or their life or stuff like that? No, it does, because many people, if I see like sometimes so-called experts or gurus, you can see they're just like, it's like they don't show their other side, what they might be with their children, or what they might be with their partner, or what they might be with their group of friends. This is what
Street has to do.
So always like control yourself. People many times don't show that side of them. Like when I was a police officer, you go there, you go to a job and you become professional, you're the uniform. They don't know that I'm this guy, or when we walk away, we are different person.
But I think that you're human, and that's what makes you. You have so much more to you than just...
Yeah. And I think with this journey, what I want to do, and it has been a battle. Yeah, it's been the battle though.
Yeah.
Because again, we live in a world where we're going, well, if I'm coming to you for something, I expect you to be just like what... like if you went to a doctor, you don't want I probably wouldn't mind, but can you imagine you go to a doctor and you got a problem and he's there and he's very light-hearted and he's giggly and...
But you know what, in this
having
day and
a jokey kind of thing. I wouldn't mind that, because I think the person's got a personality. But many times they're just like, don't know the audience, and they know that, I've got to be... This person could have an illness or ailment. I can't be...
Yeah. But in this day and age, people want authenticity. They want to feel connected to someone than just like, they want the all-rounder. They don't just want, okay, you're going to do that, but they want to be comfortable enough to come to you and know you personally, that you are, you have all these other aspects of you, and you have had a journey. You ain't just got here just by reading books. You have gotten here wherever you are. You've gone through, your fair share of whatever it is, and you're ready to share that with...
And I think that's what this topic today, we can talk about more about
whatever
being...
the subject that I was thinking about.
Yeah, I think we've become to the point... See, and this is what happens. It's getting going is the tricky bit, but we've got so many things. I think people don't know who they are and who they want to be.
Yeah.
Because they keep on looking at who they think people want to see.
Yeah. That's so true.
And I think then what ends up happening is, because you see other people either being so professional or look like they've got their shit together, or they dress in a certain way, or talk in a certain way, if you want to do the same kind of thing, you think that I've got to be or do just what this person's doing.
Yeah.
And it's not the case. But sometimes, and then you find it difficult because
To maintain being that person.
because you're not that, or you haven't got the same circumstances or the life or the,
A pure example, I'm exactly like Steve. I really want to help people, but obviously in my way, with my journey and what I've learned. And trust me, for the last 2-3 years, there's been a lot of things that I've been doing that I haven't even talked about. But I remember when I finished one particular thing that I did, the day that I actually came out of there, and I didn't speak about what it was, but just how I was feeling, and I was being my authentic self. That TikTok did so well. Why I'm telling you that is not that I'm bragging that TikTok did well on views, and people really, they kind of interacted with me, yet they didn't even know what I was talking about, but I was just on this high, and it was me being me. But that same kind of video I did months beforehand, and I remember I was in here and I was trying to do it in a way of catching people. And that's the thing, it's really it's when you're consuming all of this, like, make sure your 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes, no, the first second of your video is really catchy, a hook, and this I tried doing it and I was like, it's not me, but I'm trying to express something. Even it did well, but not. It did. The thing is, it did well, and I had comments there as well. But I was looking at it, I was cringing. I was like, this is not me, and that's been a battle for me as well. Like doing all sorts of. The only place that I have been authentically myself has been from the very beginning. Has been the reaction channel that we have, which we really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Because it allows you to be yourself. You're
be
fun.
Yourself.
We have a giggle. We argue with each other if we don't, we don't, the whatever we're watching and we disagree.
And we
whatever.
be ourselves, so one person can like it and one person doesn't.
Yeah,
so
it's that's from the very beginning that we have. Yeah. I have, and we both have been ourselves. But here it's like, what does the audience? How are we supposed to? Because of what they feed you, and it's only been, I think, since last year that I've been so much more comfortable in being in my own skin, in whichever way I come across to people, how I speak, whatever, accepting who I am, and whichever way I'm gonna go and express whatever I've got to feel. Because I have been in that place where I've been like, same as you. I look at you and I'm like, shit, he's very professional. Am I supposed to be like that as well? How am I, are people even going to want to listen to me? But like now I have come to where I don't care. I would say in the way I want to, express it in the way I want to. If it is me just talking about my journey, what I've been through, just advising that way, because and the things I've learned, on the way, sharing those things, a bit of advice. I'm going to do it in my way, because I don't want to be anything more than who I am, because that itself is a battle as well. Like, it's so hard and it's draining, and we've been there. And I saw the 2 different videos that I did, and I've seen how I can't watch the one. I'm like, cringe, but yet people are like, they want me to talk about things, but I'm watching, I'm like, that's not me. I'm cringed out. I've got this little mic and I'm doing whatever. I think I even put it on private, but I put it back out there again. But the one that I have always had, that every time I look at it, I see me, and I see me glowing, and I feel what I'm saying, and I feel even the day that I felt what I was going through, I still feel it now. It's like present within me. And if I can express it that way, and still feel whatever I was feeling within, each time I watch a video of me, I can feel that I am true to myself. Do you know what I mean? So it's not been easy.
And I fully agree. And see, like now, it's like we're not just talking about being yourself. And I'm not just talking about in front of the camera, but in real life. Sometimes we don't know. But also, as content creators now for over 5 years, like other people look at it, like, and think, well, we've got all this experience. We've worked out. We've been posting like about 2 or 3 videos a day kind of thing, right? Yeah. So even now with what we're talking about, it's, again, now it's under the, let's just say if you want to be a YouTuber or a content creator, see how much stuff that if you want to improve and get better, that what other people are telling you to do and how to be also can consume you and be too much on your head. That I've got to talk like this, I've got to act like this, I've got to get that hook, I've got to put this in.
You've got to have a niche.
And all this thing can actually make you stop being yourself, enjoying what you do, and then even when you do all those things that you think that people are telling you that you should do to get your channel up or your views up, if you don't get those views or people coming and with those titles or those thumbnails, that can, you can feel like, my motivation's gone and I can't be, I'm disappointed, I don't want to do this. And then again, it takes the joy out. And I think that's where I was glad that Sweet and I, when we started this journey, we started with the reaction channel because we weren't thinking about the thumbnails. We didn't think about the thumbnails at all. We did not think about the content as in the titles or stuff like that. All we thought about was turning up.
And having
all
fun.
we thought about was having a laugh and posting. Didn't think about, oh God, views. We didn't think about people would come. We didn't think about making money. And I think that for us, that was a blessing.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if we had started in the framework that all these people are saying, you got to focus on this, you got to focus on the camera, you got to do this. We didn't do any of that. We had our light on, just the room light on, because we were filming 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening after us come back from work.
We sat in our son's bedroom, didn't care how it looked. And now it's like starting the other side when we started doing things. Everything has to be perfect. And you're like trying to I'm trying to make sure the background's
because,
nice.
Again, you want to come across
great.
that you are serious about what you do. And again, like now, I when I started doing videos by myself, which I stopped doing now, I need to start doing them again. I had people turn around going, oh, you know what? He does reaction channels and now he's doing like life coaching and helping people. And it did make me think that, see, that's the perception that people have. If you're doing this, how is this person be able to? And you're like going, well, I'm nearly going to be 50 kind of thing. I've got all this life experience. It's not like I've just been doing reaction channels since I was a kid kind of thing. Yeah. But even that, you can be an actor who is a comedian in one movie and then he's an action hero in the other, romantic in another, and and no one judges that. And not only that,
but then you see a complete different version when he's actually not even filming. He's just being a human being. And
many times, even on Instagram and stuff like that, you see that some people will stick to the job that they're doing. I mean, if you say graphics or something, or you're teaching about Instagram, many people will just be giving that advice. But then you get some people who like to share their full life. This is what I do as a job. This is our job kind of thing. But also, this is my life.
Exactly.
I go out.
If I want people to be in my world or want to know, obviously, if I want to be sharing, I want to be sharing everything about me. It's not that I just like fashion. I love clothes. But there's a big reason to why I love that. I want to start sharing why that is as well. I am a mum. I've been married for 20 odd years. I've got 4 children. So there's so much I know about raising kids, from all different stages of my life. I'm bringing them up, being a stay-at-home mum. There's so much to share than just that one thing about me.
Exactly. And the same with me. It's like I can't be on every video turn around and going, just because I was a police officer for 20 years, it didn't mean that I wasn't studying or doing other things. Yeah. So during that period, obviously, I had to do courses in the police force because I was working at schools for 10 years. So I was mentoring and I was coaching, and I'd done team leading, business management.
You did, yeah.
I'd done diet and nutrition and fitness, because some of them I thought would help me, help these kids and their families, because it wasn't just the children, it was the families. But sometimes it was mentoring other officers as well. Part of me was thinking if I wanted to go into becoming a sergeant or inspector, not that I wanted to, but I thought I'd do them anyway. The courses, management, it'll come in handy if after I left the job or retired. What else do I want to pursue? And the diet and nutrition and everything, number one, I was trained since I was 16, and I studied sports studies then, and I just thought, because I didn't want to be in the police force, I thought, okay, you know what, maybe I don't mind being an online training coach, or
you'd find something in anything you've studied in.
So I was studying and getting these sort of certificates and qualifications and stuff like that, thinking, you know what, if I want to leave that, or I don't want to do it anymore, or afterwards, what can I do? So it was those kind of things. But
it's crazy though, isn't it? When you look at the journey, because you would never have thought you would have been a content creator. You were looking at doing.
So in between that,
still something to help people.
I was going to say, and then I done a media course.
Yeah.
Media course I done it at the starting before I became a police officer, which is what I want to get into, and then I ended up doing it just before I left again, just to But what I was going to say was, people just assume that that was your life. Police officer then. Now you just a content creator, or but you've not done anything else, not the books you read, not the stuff that you've done, and you're not going to have it as a CV or a reference. And not only that, people don't know the amount of people that I've helped through DMs and online, through either telling them because they want to become YouTubers, and because I've started so many channels and we've monetizing on all of them, how to do that. that becomes a coach in itself.
Yeah.
You know, helping people start that, you know, and give advice on that. But also and the amount of people that, you know, DMs and contacting through Instagram, various stuff, I've given advice on either their relationships or their life goals or their work, you know, like things that they're struggling in.
And if you can imagine, like the things that
But
already
that
people are
doesn't
reaching.
come, I don't come and put, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't do a video and go in, today I've done this, I've done that, unless I did a newsletter like people do and say, these are all the things I've done.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah. You
So
don't.
people just assume that you sit there and you do a reaction or you do a video there and then you do things with your family and you watch TV and that's it, you're done. Honestly, that's what sometimes
it
they
is.
think.
But the thing that people are reaching out to you to want to know about YouTube, how you set up, or all the like kind of information that they do ask you, and yet you haven't even really spoken about anything yet.
No.
So just imagine, and it's the same with me because I think I tiptoe around a lot of stuff. I'm trying to find the perfect time to start talking about stuff. I don't know why that is. And it's just like I already get the same thing as well. Like I already get DMs that come through and ask me questions and stuff, and I'm just like, the day that I start, Jesus, how it is already, and you kind of try to manage it, what it's going to be like then, because we haven't even touched the surface of anything.
And we haven't. No. And I fully agree. And I think that's what's been holding me back. See, this is a guy who's
quite scary because, sorry, I know. Okay. It's quite scary because you think to yourself, how are you going to actually fit it all in as well with your life that you've got at the moment? That's what I was
going to say. I think that's the thing that's been holding me back to not announce what I do and what I want to do. I do want to help people. You know what? That's why I joined the police force, like I said, for 20 years. Because I want to help people change their lives. And then what I do is not do that here. We have our podcast and we talk about things. And I believe that sort of helps people with relationships and, you know, working together and things that we talk about. But I don't throw it out there to say, guys, look, if you need help and advice, I do coaching one-to-ones and stuff like that. Because again, I get worried that I don't want to put myself in a bubble.
Yeah.
That, you know, all of a sudden that if I put myself out there and say, guys, look, if you want help with creating YouTube channels, I do that already and I can help you do that. And if you guys want help with a certain area in your life, because that's what Sweet and I building up on mostly, and there's a lot coming regarding that, which we're not, you know, we will share it is about, like I said, love, success, personal growth, lifestyle, because it is about getting all those level kind of thing.
The pillars.
And that's what Sweet and I are like, want to help, both of us want to help people. But at the same time, I don't want to stop doing reaction videos. I don't want to stop reviewing movies. I don't want to, you know, be my silly, you know, jokey, banter, teaser kind of guy.
If you ever became,
I don't want to be that guy who just turns around and goes, guys, I can help you change your life, but then I can only put myself in a bubble. I don't want to do that.
You know what? We've been watching some series, a program, whatever it is, that nighttime. And when I see the couples their kids are getting married, I always look at the father and I'm always like, shit, yeah, he's a cool dude. You know, I like that. And there's been many who are just like, you know, walking their daughters up the aisle. I know it's completely going off, but we were watching something in the evening and really enjoyed watching it. And I always like look at us as an older version of what we're going to be like. And, you know, and I'm like, I would not want you like that miserable old man. Like, I want the fun guy who cracks the jokes, because to me, I'm sorry, I know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That you're an all-rounder. You're not just that serious, grumpy person who just wants to. Yeah,
I could not. But I think that's one thing that sometimes does hold me back. So see, if we can tell people and give people advice to move forward, but we can also have things, and this has been authentic, that holds us back.
Yeah.
Because again, it's like going, I don't want to be this guy who's in front of the camera and telling people that, you know what, if you got problems in your love life, or you got problems, you know, in a job that you hate, which is what I had, or, you know, you have your ups and downs, or you don't know where you're going, this is how you got to be, this is what you got to do, this is what I do. It's not that. You know what we do might not work for you. You know, and what everyone else is putting out there doesn't always work for everyone. We've all got different background, different childhood, come from different countries, different family dynamics. You know, there's so much, and it's about understanding each individual has got something else. But again, it's like also at the same time being your true authentic you, and And sometimes just because you want to improve your life or your relationships, it doesn't mean you got to act and behave like other people.
No.
You know?
No. And that's just it. Like, I was doing a TikTok this morning and I was like, being more funny self. And I have been for the last fair few weeks now. I'm like, just be who you are. You know, sometimes just to get myself in, just like now, today, I just said it, however, because it was taking me ages, like, oh, well, how are we going to do this introduction?
Yeah.
I do that with TikTok because it helps me be myself. So I do these little funny, like, kind of like talk to myself. And I have clips of those. And you know what I want to do is actually make like a little, I don't know, reel where you see different days of me just getting myself into there, because... And it's showing, and each time I watch it, I'm so happy with that person as well. And it's taken such a long time. And that is a journey. And people need to understand that as well. Like, you think, you know, just because you've got all the information, you've learned everything, that it should just come to you quickly. And fair enough, good on the people that it does. That, you know, you just absorb it all in and they just take it on. But there's a lot of people just like myself who it's taken such a long time to get where you are. And it is that you look at it and think, shit, man, I've done all this, like... reading up, I've done all of this, practicing this, I've done all this healing, why am I not there yet? And you realize as you're going on it's that journey. It isn't like you can't expect to just be that person, especially if you've been molded in a certain way all your life. Like with me, I've been molded to be this person, like, and I didn't even realize that. I did not realize that, trying to like come out my shell, trying to find me, trying to, like, you know, so many different things. And the, you know, like the blueprint as well, like even with within our marriage and bringing up the kids, and it's still thinking like, shit, like everyone else, like all the moms are out there, like they are working and I've got to be doing that, which I did. I started working, doing different things. And, you know, although I knew what I wanted, you know, I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but because of other people and, you know, and even if you go to like a school run and you see like all these moms who claim to have their shit together, but yet like, they're running wild, like, you know, running to school late because they haven't got their shit together, but yet trying to get everything, manage everything. And it does impact you, because you're like, shit, when they're asking what do you do, and you know, and you're like, shit, we're just saying at home, mom, and you know, you what, you know, there's a lot, and it's like even that was there's so much battle and understanding of that who I was happy and I should have been proud of it, and that, like, it's like getting there to, and I'm like, I don't care.
You look at, you're thinking either you're getting judged or you're looking at what other people are doing or how they living and what's working for them, and you're thinking, am I doing something wrong?
The whole of your life, you've been, that's what you've been doing, is looking at everyone else and thinking that they're judging you, and everyone's just getting on with their lives. They might do what that spare of the moment where you've bumped into them, whatever. They might have their little gossip,
or maybe they didn't.
Or maybe it is in your head, but that's how we are.
Well, you just look at everyone and you're going, they're all doing this, I'm not doing this, and therefore there's either something wrong with me, or they might be thinking there's something wrong with me. You know, it could be like that.
It's like you're belittling yourself and you're not really...
Even now, I agree. It's like, I always say, Sri can come in front of the camera all by herself, and she can, regardless of how she feels about herself, she gets herself going and she can talk easily, freely. And me, I could do it so comfortably with Sri. I can do it comfortably if I was a one-to-one chatting to somebody. No issue, no problem. Give all the advice in the world, kind of thing. But when it comes to speaking to a camera, again, I did various videos. Like Sri said, I do sometimes come across professional in certain circumstances, but I don't want to do it when I'm talking to the camera. And when that happens, I look back at the video and I feel uncomfortable, because I don't want people to see me as that. I want it to be like if I'm talking to a friend, but it's awkward. And considering I've been talking in front of a camera now for over 5.5 years, and I'd rather be, you know, I know who I want to be and how I want to be, and I don't want to come across, like I said, you know, in a certain way. But it's difficult to be in front and talk in the way that I want to talk. Like, more or less, mate, look, I understand where you're coming from and what you're going through. And if this is a thing, then I know what, you know, you should be doing or what you should be focusing on. And the problem what most of us have, and I sometimes also have it, is basically we have so much going on in our lives that we can be just scattered. And I always look at it like this, that, you know, at the end of the day, you know, there's doctors give us medicine advice, you know, for illnesses. It doesn't mean just because they're a professional that doctors don't get ill. Do you know? Doctors still get ill, regardless of if they know, you know, whatever. And that's what you got to look at yourself. Just because you can give other people advice and guidance from everything you've learned from either the books you've read or the course you've done, or your work, your life, your experience. You sometimes can still get lost in things, or obstacles can come, challenges can come.
Yeah.
You can have financial issues. We could be sitting here and we have a disagreement over something, and then all of a sudden the podcast goes haywire and we don't want to film it or whatever. Child gets ill, like our son's ill now, so we can have a plan or a structure. We're going out, or we're going to create some TikToks, and that's another thing. It's like two people can be working together. It's fine when you business colleagues or partners or friends, like we watch like Shits and Gigs and things like that. We watch them, and
do you know what? I actually felt like I they were in my dream yesterday. I met them. Okay. That's gonna happen. I'm gonna meet them. I love them.
And we also watch as YouTubers. We watch other YouTubers. We watch, and we can't do what they do.
Yeah.
And they're fantastic. But what I was gonna say is, those are two best friends who've got two separate lives, but they come there and they can talk about anything and everything.
We were talking about this the other day.
No, we're not going to go into someone else's podcast. We're talking about ours.
Okay.
And I was going to say, they can come there and talk about whatever and, have a laugh, have a joke, but then they go back into their own lives. They've got shit that going on. They've got their own personal, things that they like, dislike, they do or they don't do.
Yeah.
But when you're a couple and you're doing things together, you have, like, they can have their own goals, individual goals, but their main, work that they do is together on that platform.
Yeah.
When we here doing this podcast, the problem what ended up also happening with us is going, okay, if we're doing this podcast together, that our future goals and dreams should also align, what we want from it. Because, when we're doing things, we still want something from it, if it's not, money or satisfaction or fulfillment or to help people. There's some sort of value or something that everyone who posts videos, TikToks, no one's just doing it because, hey, working their ass off morning till night, just going, they do enjoy it, but they're just also getting value from it on one way or the other, or it's just nice to help. And that's where we came to the agreement that, we both love doing this. We both enjoy doing this. But what Sreet's goal, dreams, or direction might be from this, it doesn't mean that we stop doing this together, but it's probably something.
Yeah.
Mine is something else.
Yeah, and that's
okay.
And the thing is, it's so, like we were talking about Shits and Gigs. It's so looking at them, and they go their own ways and they've got their own goals, but yet they come together and do what they do. I think this is probably the working together as a couple. It's probably one of the hardest things, isn't it? Because you're living together, you're in each other's shoes, you know what's going on, and you know what I mean?
You saw an episode not so long ago, didn't you?
And this is where I was going into with one of their episodes. They were together for a bit of, because they're traveling at the moment. They're in Australia, I think. And because they're together all the time, they had nothing much to talk about. So when they come together on the podcast, like, I just need some space from him. Like, and that's the same with here.
That's what, and see, if you see their lives are what they are, that, they can get together and they're like two friends chat about whatever. Exactly. When you're there, and I know what Sweet's issues
I
and
know what
problems
colour
are.
underpants you want to forget that. We know what exactly
my issues
and
problems are, or whatever, and what I'm working on, what she's working on, what we're doing. When you know all that and you come in here and you're going, okay, those are all the things. But then you got to remember that, but you guys don't know all that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But for us, it's like, it's our stories again, again and again.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like this, there's many couples out there that don't have even time together, let alone be able to work together.
Yeah.
But even so, Sreet and I work together. I know we haven't done so many of our other reactions and stuff together, but we've been doing our podcast still. That we haven't done as many TikToks that we need to do, and she keeps on reminding me. And again, see, if I was just sitting here giving people advice about their life, helping you guys grow, seeing the way, whatever troubles or issues you like going, then and then you like see me in a TikTok being all silly and jokey, like going, this guy's just a bit of a, how can he do this and be this? Why not?
Yeah.
And this again is, be yourselves, enjoy life, do whatever you want to do, and it's okay.
I think it goes.
But,
yeah.
Sorry, and I'm gonna let you. But also you need check-ins because again, I have been working my ass off a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then having those check-ins is when your partner can say, well, and it's vice versa, because there's days when Sweetie is working from morning till night and she's on the go. She'll do this, then do this, then do this. And I have to go up to her and saying, stop it. You know what? You're doing all this. Tomorrow, trust me, you're going to feel like this. And she'll be going, no, I'm fine. I'm okay. Let me just do as much of this. And everything then comes. And I do this. She sees me working 2 or 3 days non-stop. And then she'll turn around and go in, you need to slow down. You need to stop. You need to focus and have some time out. Or we need to do this. And the thing is, sometimes we could be so much on the go, focusing on one area of our life that we sort of, I'm not saying neglect, but because they might not feel like that, but we're so much pushing towards something that we might neglect ourselves, or what, you know, we know that sooner or later something's gonna derail.
Yeah.
And it does.
Yeah, it does. It does. And it's good to have those check-ins. And I think that's something we've been doing for a while, haven't we? But even then, even when you are checking in, it's still like you get into the habit of like wanting to get things out the way and wanting to just, you know, make sure you're up to date with everything. That it doesn't help though, does it? Because it doesn't benefit you because you...
And I was going to say, now we've started also, and not just we, but they, our daughter also checks in with us.
Yeah.
She'll contact us and she'll say, how are you guys doing? What is dad doing and how is he doing it, and he needs this time out, and also mum, you know, you need to be doing this, and then also we're talking to her and saying, what are you doing? And she'll say, I'm doing this, that and the other, and we're more or less going, no, see, because we program in the way of, you know what, sometimes we think if we do this now, or we achieve this now, or we get this out the way now, we'll have more time for that other thing tomorrow, rest tomorrow, family time tomorrow. But it doesn't happen. Other things start coming. Yeah. Other things happen.
Which is true. It's a completely different subject to what we're speaking about. But I think it's definitely something that we've embraced and we you take on. And sometimes we do lose track of it. And we have to, like, when he sees me over, like I've been ill like a couple of weeks ago. And it's taken me a long time to recover. And it's like, he has reminded me that you're doing, you know, but you just like fall back into your old patterns, and we both do it. But it's something we've learned and something we try to better ourselves in. But going back to the subject of, you know, we can't keep thinking about what other people think. That's talking about content creating and how you want to do stuff. Going back to that subject, it reminded me.
She's saying that, but yesterday, guys, we done a video, just to let you guys know. And Sweet sort of like messed up in between. She forgot what she was going to say.
But did you
and she said to me, she goes, Steve, make sure you take that little bit out, okay? And then later on in the video, she said, guys, if you like watching this video, there's going to be a part that's cut. I said something and I forgot what I was going to say, so it's been taken out. You guys won't know what it is, so I left her in there.
Did you really?
Yeah, because it's you. See, and
not that it was a big deal. I was just like taking it out.
Bad. She was there trying to explain what she was feeling.
There's a word that I was trying to think of, and it just wasn't coming out my mouth. The flow
Lilo
of it.
And Stitch, what you call it, trailer reaction. Check it out.
Now they're going to all run there to watch it. Right, he's like, I don't care, my views will be okay. But like, I was like, I couldn't get my word. I must have been there for ages. So trying, what is it? Anyway, it's like, you know, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the person I am. I don't really care. Whereas once in my life, it would have bothered me that my words weren't coming out.
And people will perceive me as either stupid, dumb, and, you know,
trust
whatever.
me, I've had it all my life, and it doesn't bother me what people think of me. And this is coming back to that subject, because yesterday or a couple of days ago, it's something I did on my TikTok. And that's what people love, the authenticity. Like, someone had wrote on my TikTok about me. I was trying on some clothes, and obviously you can see my stretch marks. And obviously I haven't got a problem, although I wouldn't really share the videos that I have. And I don't think the person meant it in a bad way, because it was like, oh, number 3, the top 3 is really nice with that, but that's if you're okay with your stretch marks and stuff. And I was like, straight away, I read it and I just deleted it. And I was like, why did I delete that for? I shouldn't have, because it wasn't bad. I can address this. And I did do a separate video. It's me speaking about it.
Your initial trigger was, I don't
know why, because there's so many other comments that I get are really like, oh, kind of thing you do delete. And I don't know why I did it. It was just instant thing that you just do. Oh, I don't want anyone else reading it, or like zooming in on my stomach. But I zoomed in myself. So there's nothing wrong with me. What the hell is like this person's problem? And this person doesn't even follow me. So why do I really care? But yeah, it keeps coming back to look at my videos. So anyway, I deleted it, did another video of me being myself, saying it's a part of my life. I can't do nothing about it, and I'm happy. And just, it wasn't just about that. It was like, stop thinking about what other people are thinking about you. And I'm a hypocrite to say that, because I have been the one who's probably been the worst, of how people think of me. And I've stopped myself from doing so many things in life because of how I felt about myself. And, just even engaging, even like, there's so much I could talk about that where I
Or
have.
what you think people think of you.
Yeah. And that is all down to childhood and what you've been through and all of that kind of stuff. But it isn't an easy thing to get out of. So I did feel a bit bad that this person has wrote this, because they didn't say it in a bad way, but I'm going to address it. But also to make them feel good. Like, at the end of the day, it's not about the way you look, and it's who you are inside that matters the most. And stop thinking about the world, because they're still living. You might be worried about whoever it is within a family member, a friend or something, who don't give two shits about you. They're living their life, and there's you stressing out about, I don't know, whether you'll see them again or what, all sorts of different things. And so I just wanted to say that, like, I know I've been that person, and I know how hard it is. And it is even that is a journey as well to get where I am today. And I'm so super proud of me, like, of accepting me, because I know how much of a battle that's been. And also with yourself as well. We've been on this journey together. I think we're so alike, and that's what kind of brought us together as well.
I think we mentioned it many times. It is also like, people pleasing. You try to be something for other people because you want them to perceive you in a certain way, or you want to just fit in.
Yeah.
And again, you're not being authentic.
Yeah.
And you'll see in life, I'm not saying people are two-faced and stuff like that, or that it's not. There are people who are, but then there's others who are genuinely behave one way to certain people and behave another way to other people. It's because they just want to be liked.
Yeah.
And not only that, they just don't want people to hate. Like, they think that if they be their true self, then they won't, like, people won't allow them to be part. And I think we've all been a victim of that.
Yeah.
And even like now, when we're creating content even more, it stops you, it holds you back. Yeah. And again, in different ways, it's like now you can not have confidence and not film. Some people, and then there's some people who have got confidence, but because you're listening, like you said at the starting, you listen to the hooks, you listen to this, you're telling you to be like this, talk like that, all that kind of stuff. But again, it's like you see other people, and they tell you, if you want to get somewhere, do something, the blueprint's already out there. Look at what other people are doing and do the exact same thing. So you start trying to talk or emulate or be like everyone, the other people, thinking that that's what it's got to be. And then you feel uncomfortable. Or not only that, people that do truly know you, they're just going, who is this person?
I think the worst thing is for yourself, because you're just like...
And it'll drain you.
Yeah,
and you won't be able to do it for such a long time. You can try, but then after a while, it will catch up. And then in our circumstances... Not doing the things because you're worried, not what people think. Well, you are sort of, in a sense, that if I want to do the thing that I want to do, then will people judge me for all the other things that I do? I know I'm going back to, like, I keep using the doctor sort of situation. He could be there all professional and looking after someone, but then afterwards, he's playing squash with his mates and then going to the pub and having a laugh.
It's
and
a shame
this,
because you're having to
but
hold yourself
he doesn't
back.
have to care because he's not in that office.
Yeah.
But when you're on social media, it's like people going, well, he's doing this, they're doing that, they're doing that. Who are they? What are they?
I think I read a saying about, and it is true, when you can't be yourself, your authentic self, and you're having to like box yourself up to just to fit in with someone or to do like something like this, it's draining. It can really take a toll on you. And I think the in denial as well of yourself is, it's so shitty to feel like you're not good enough to be yourself, to be out there, and that itself, knowing that you feel that inside is just a hole.
Can I say, it also comes with clothes. When I did the reaction videos, I used to love wearing, I've got t-shirts that like my daughter bought. It's got like Freddie on there, or it's got a quote from Stallone or something, movie stuff like that. Then when I wanted to do the podcast and I wanted to do videos on, giving people advice, I said to these, I can't wear those. People won't take me seriously.
Yeah.
Do you see how that comes?
Yeah.
The clothes that I wear, if I'm talking to you in a certain way, people are going to turn around and go, what? See how our minds work.
Yeah.
And people will.
They will,
I'm
of
not saying they
course.
won't. People will turn around and go,
Yeah, they'll
how am I
see
supposed
someone
to
who
take this
knows what
person
he's
seriously?
saying.
He's walking in the air with a t-shirt.
Yeah.
He might know his shit. He might say, but then there's people like Gary Vee
Yeah.
who'll turn up with a cap and a t-shirt and he couldn't give a flying monkeys what people think and say. And fair play on that guy, I think is. And so, same with someone like Hormozy
but that-
who wears a cap and he's got his bloody wife beater on and shorts on and he's there giving people advice how to make bloody millions.
Yeah.
And
I think the best
it's
feeling
that-
to be in life is to be accepting yourself, and you know what?
because you're not just a content creator. Basically, like now, for me, I'm father, husband,
All-rounder.
reactor, advisor.
You'd be boring if you were just
organizer,
one thing.
coach.
I wouldn't want to be with you if you were just that one.
And
yeah.
sometimes you have to be the jack of all trades. Instead of being an expert at one. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can't eliminate everything else.
I haven't come across one person who isn't. It's just like is fixated on. Well, then I'm sure there's people out there, but that bore me. You know what I mean?
What variety of life.
Yeah.
I think this podcast was more to tell everyone, guys, look, you gotta be your true self. If you want to be a content creator, whatever you want to do,
Set
you gotta be
yourself
you.
free.
Yeah, and again, there's millions of advice out there that people will keep on giving you: who to be, how to be, what to do, how to do it. I think more or less you're going to lose yourself, and we have many times. So we're learning from our own mistakes and trying to teach ourselves, each other, you guys, that if more and more you be genuine and authentic and embrace all of you, inside out,
Yeah.
and come across and say, look, you either take me for everything that I am, or you can accept me for the things that you do like about me, and if that what makes you happy, that's cool. But I don't care if you're going to judge me because I also do that, and I'm a father, I'm also this, I'm also that. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Because that's all a part of me. I can't hide those part of my life, because otherwise then I'll be lying to you.
That's it.
And then how can you trust me? Isn't it?
It is.
And not only that, so if you are funny, ditzy, this, that, and the other, feeling uncomfortable, not confident, then trust me, neither of us are always feeling like that 100%.
Yeah.
But we turn up, we do the best that we can, and we just hope that somehow we can,
Yeah. And also remember, there's always going to be someone out there who's going to love you for who you are. Your ditziness, your being bright spark, or whatever it is about you, there is always.
That's why we've only got each other, because no one else really loves us. That's it.
And the thing is, be grateful for that. I'm okay with that. And at the moment, I was still freezing. People are probably thinking, why is she making all those? I'm like,
she's
sitting
like,
here, like, okay, my
get
feet
this
are
podcast
so
over.
cold.
It's freezing in here.
My feet are freezing. I just want to get into, I don't know, put a jumper on or something. It wasn't like that when we started, but now I'm like, let's get this done.
Let's end the podcast here then, shall we? Yes. And hope you guys enjoyed it.
I hope you took something away from this as well.
Yeah, and do write down in the comments below anything that you guys want us to talk about, anything that you guys are dealing with, or think that you might, get some guidance or help with that from either of us, because it's not just because it's something that I enjoy doing or want to do. Sweet got her take, and it's good because it is like, two different takes and two different views kind of thing, and which can help you guys. Anyway,
Dude, I'm gonna hug you in a minute, and just to get a bit of like heat.
Yeah.
If you don't turn off.
And now son comes downstairs and gets disturbed. Not that we don't hug anyway, but anyway, guys, that's the video. That was the podcast. See you on the next one. Take care. See you soon.
It's bloody March and it's freezing. Where are we in March? 17th.
Yeah. Bye.
See you. Bye.